Welcome to BMLabs. Learn clearly, think deeply.
In this lesson, we will rigorously prove that the set of residue classes modulo n under modular addition forms a finite group. Our proof relies on building definitions from first principles, verifying the 4 group axioms in sequence, and testing the results against concrete examples. We begin with the residue class modulo n. As shown, it is determined by an integer representative, the modulus, and a shift parameter k. Calculating every remainder from 0 through n-1 identifies every distinct class. We define this mathematical universe as Zn. Through this construction, we successfully condense the infinite expanse of integers into a perfectly ordered system of exactly n distinct finite elements. To establish a group structure, we require a binary operation. For this set, we define that operation as addition modulo n. The operation follows a 2-step mechanism. First, we select the integer representatives of the 2 classes and calculate their sum. Second, we determine the residue class of that sum modulo n, mapping the result back into our set. Consider this operation within Z5, the set of residue classes from 0 bar through 4 bar. When adding the classes of 3 and 4, the integer sum is 7. Since 7 leaves a remainder of 2 when divided by 5, the result is the residue class of 2. Because the result, 2 bar, is an existing element of Z5, the operation stays perfectly within the set, fulfilling the requirement of a closed binary operation. If you find these structured mathematical proofs helpful, please subscribe to BMLabs Mathematics. Subscribing directly supports the production of these resources, helping the channel reach the wider academic community. We can now state our central theorem. For every natural number n at least 2, the system Zn plus n is a finite group. We will verify the 4 axioms as listed on this dashboard. Axiom 1 is closure. We must prove that the sum of any 2 elements in Zn remains within Zn. We apply the definition of modular addition to 2 arbitrary elements, a bar and b bar. This results in the residue class of their integer sum. Because the output is a residue class modulo n, it is an element of Zn by the construction of the set. Closure is a rigid consequence of the definition of modular addition. Axiom 2 is associativity. We must show that shifting the grouping of 3 residue classes does not alter the final sum. This 5-step proof chain begins by expressing the grouped classes as a single integer sum within a master residue class. Once the values are expressed as integers, we can utilize the associative property of standard integer addition to shift the parentheses. We then reverse the modular addition definition, separating the integers back into their respective residue classes. This structure utilizes existing arithmetic properties, inheriting associativity from the laws governing integers rather than requiring a new definition. For axiom 3, we propose the 0 residue class as the identity element. Adding 0 bar to any class a bar yields the integer sum a plus 0. This results in the original class a bar, verifying that 0 bar is the identity. Finally, we address axiom 4, additive inverses. For any class a bar, we propose the class of negative a as its inverse. When we combine the class of a with the class of negative a, the representatives sum to 0. This produces the 0 bar identity element, as shown in this proof layout. The inverse itself is a residue class modulo n, ensuring it remains a valid element of the set. With all 4 axioms satisfied, and exactly n elements in the set, we have proven that Z sub n plus sub n is a finite group. We can observe these properties in the smallest non-trivial example, Z sub 3. This Cayley addition table illustrates closure and associativity. Every row and column contains each element of the set exactly once, with no outside values appearing in the grid. The identity element is visible in the green row and column, which reproduce the table headers exactly. The blue cells indicate where the interaction of 2 elements results in the identity, allowing us to locate inverse pairs. The perfect symmetry and non-repeating structural pattern of this grid serve as the unique structural fingerprint of a mathematical group. Pause the video and try this challenge. Calculate the additive inverse of 9 bar in Z14. Share your working in the comments. To demonstrate the method, we will find the inverse of 7 bar in Z12. We require an integer x such that 7 plus x is a multiple of 12. Testing the values in our set, we find that 5 satisfies this condition. 7 plus 5 equals 12, which reduces to 0 modulo 12. Therefore, 5 bar is the additive inverse of 7 bar. We can also calculate the order of an element, such as 4 bar in Z10. The order is the minimum number of times an element must be added to itself to reach the 0 bar identity. The formula for order is the modulus n divided by the greatest common divisor of a and n. For 4 in Z10, the calculation is 10 divided by 2, resulting in an order of 5. Adding 4 to itself 5 times yields 20, which reduces to 0 mod 10. Because the group structure is established, these properties of order and inverses are determined by these consistent formulas. If this proof series has been useful, please like the video and share it with your classmates. To conclude, we will examine a critical boundary condition by comparing this additive group to multiplication modulo n over the same set. Replacing addition with multiplication causes the group structure to collapse, as shown in this comparison. The failure occurs at the 0 residue class. There is no element that can be multiplied by 0 to produce the multiplicative identity of 1. Identifying the specific conditions where multiplication fails reinforces the structural requirements of our additive framework. This completes our proof of the additive groups modulo n. In the next lesson, we move to permutation groups, where we will examine the behavior of bijections under function composition.
Keep learning with BMLabs. Follow for more simple and powerful lessons.